Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Premier League show. Our chance to go round the league. Go round the Premier League. It's getting exciting. It's getting exciting. We've got a title race.
It is.
We've got a top 4 race. We've got relegation. Battle. Like we said last week, it's
battle for 7th.
Battle for 7th. The battle for 7th. That should be the theme tune. Saying it needs a theme tune because
it's a battle.
Because it's a battle. Let's start at the bottom.
See what you did there?
See the curveball.
Yeah.
It does seem like there's one place at the moment. Huddersfield got beat by Brighton, but that basically assured Brighton would be in the Premier League next season. With a goal late-ish on.
Good header.
Yeah. Wolves. Well, before I talk about Wolves, sorry, and Cardiff. Who was the other game? I'm trying to find the other game. Sorry.
Fulham and Chelsea.
Fulham with a new manager, Scotty Parker. Best remembered for his keepy-ups on a McDonald's advert for the promotion for Euro 96. How many of you knew that? Go and look on YouTube after we finished. You'll see a young, curtained-haired Scott Parker. His first go around West London derby against Chelsea. They give it a go, but just didn't have enough in the end. Were beaten 2-1 by Chelsea, and obviously that was the nail, wasn't it? You know, you really, if you're gonna have any kind of run, you need to make it your first game against win a local derby and make sure you win the game, and that sort of sealed their fate, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, they were gone anyway. Hence why they part of company with Ranieri. Give it to Scott Parker till the end of the season to see if he can make any headway with the squad, or see if he can get a little bit of a boost going. And he had a good goal the weekend. You know, they were undone by Jorginho's goal, which was an absolute peach of a goal. And Higuain scored as well. Good movement from him. But yeah, you know, it's there. You know, spent 110 million or whatever it was last summer, and not in the right areas. It's not.
Parker brought a lot of the players back, didn't he, from the team that got them up, and this is something that we've spoke about a few times. They spent a lot of money, but a lot of the players they brought in weren't Premier League caliber players, and then so you got some like Wolves who already had a very strong team, a Premier League team, spent a little bit more. You had Cardiff who didn't do anything because they were like, well, we'll wait and see. And Fulham, who are the lowest of the 3 promoted teams, spent a lot of money, but just not on the right players and just not on Premier League quality. And it shows that you can spend all the money you want, but if you don't bring in the right players, then in effect you should just leave it with what you've got and see what happens.
Yeah, to spend 110 million, I think it was, or something like that, and to be relegated with 9 games to go, isn't it great? I know they're not mathematically down, but it's going to take some doing for them to stay up.
You could only get 41 points at this point.
With winning every game. So
yeah.
They're not even going to win half the games, I don't imagine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, for them to be in the position they're in, it's pretty damning evidence against ripping up what's made you good.
Yeah.
I know they lost Fredericks, who was he done really well for them last year. They lost him in the summer. He went to West Ham, and he was good on one side. He had Session on the other, and he was flying forward. But he should have tried to. Jokanovic should have tried to be a little bit more pragmatic in games and stuff. They started the season very open. You know, when you're looking at them and thinking, they bought Alfie Mawson in from Swansea, and I thought that was a good signing for them. They probably needed 2 or 3 centre-backs, really, because I think you can get away with other areas if you're organised. I think Cardiff have shown that.
Yeah.
Cardiff didn't start the season brilliantly and then got a couple of wins, but they're still in with a fighting chance because Warnock's got them organised. You know what I mean? And they didn't spend money, as you've said. The only money they spent obviously ended in tragedy, hasn't it? And who knows, Salah might have kept them up with the goals, and it hasn't worked out that way. cruel twist of fate. But for Fulham, you know, they brought in like Jean-Michel Ferry, Seri, who's a good player, but in that kind of team, he'd probably be really good in like Arsenal.
But like you've just said, though, he's the kind of player that needs. There needs to be firm foundations around them, doesn't there?
Yeah.
To get the better of him. I think the big mistake they made was not allowing Session and Tom Kearney to get an education in the Premier League.
Yeah,
you know, Tom Kearney was one of the main reasons they got up last season, and he bombed them out. And Session, you know, there was a lot of talk about Session, and he sort of this player that had gone from being a left back to going to left midfield to being like a left forward, and he's another one that is not being allowed, because he was always going to be a big step for both of the players. I just feel like they've got it completely wrong. They've completely forgotten, you know, their roots, or you know, this whole it's the Premier League. We've got to make sure and maybe they sort of fell into the trap. Maybe they looked at Wolves and went, "Oh, they look what they're doing. We'll follow a similar path." And they just got it completely wrong. Like you said, you know, they should have maybe followed the Cardiff look and gone, you know what, we're a good team. We're a good Championship team, sorry. If we keep this team together and those lads all get a Premier League experience, if we do go down, we've got a good chance of coming back up, because we won't be carrying too much debt, too many egos, and we'll try again. And all these players will have learned from a year being in the Premier League. And the likes of Tom Kearney, and they've had and Session, they've had a bit of a nothing season now. For what reason? You know what I mean? For what reason? Now they're going to those players. They're going to go down. I don't look at a lot of their players and think, oh, they'll be all getting snapped up. Mitrovic maybe will stay in the Premier League. Someone will take a gamble on him.
Do you take him at Everton?
Not at Everton, because I don't think he's good enough. I don't think. I mean, it's great to sit in and go, well, he looks a decent player, but it's dead easy to fall into a trap. And for us, I think we know what we want. Okay, it'd be difficult to get, but I don't think he's what. Maybe it's a second or a third string as an option, but they're not going to be looking for that. But everyone else, I don't know.
Someone will take it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Someone actually might snap him up because of what's happened to him this year.
Snap him up. But yeah, no, I think they have got it wrong. I think you need to remember where you came from when you get promoted, and try to add things that will enhance your team, not fall into the trap of we have to spend for spend's sake. If you can get a centre forward you want to come to, he'll get you goals, by all means spend that money. But you know, Andre Schürrle and people like that, he's been alright for them, but
as you said though, he's not the kind of player who's going to score you enough goals to compensate for what they've conceded. And that's what it should have been. They should have looked at the back and gone, we need a real experienced centre back. Do you know what? Do you know what I would have thrown money at the beginning of the season if I was them? Gary Cahill. I would have just gone, you don't have to move, you'll play every week.
In January.
You'll be the captain.
That far afoot in January.
You'll marshal his whole back four. Like, he's the person he would have gone for. But they've got 17 points, Huddersfield have got 14 points. Cardiff, who currently sit there from bottom, they'd won a couple of games. Now they've lost 3 in a row. Wolves obviously 5-1, us 3-0.
What for 5? Us 3-0.
And then Wolves 2-0 at the weekend. And now there's the news that Sol Bamba's going to be out for the rest of the season. They're remaining 9 games. And you just think in these last 3 games, you look at them and think, mentally it seems like it's an uphill task now. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's only 2 games. Southampton got beat by Man United, obviously. But it just feels like in the last 3 games they've completely lost that defensive stability, that thing that was just giving them a chance. And with the news Bamba's going to be out, who's been, I think, brilliant for them, it's going to be very mentally. I think it's going to be a big task now.
Well, it is. But you know, Warner, he's got the experience at making them hard to beat, hasn't he? And I think they're a win off Southampton, and 3 points behind Southampton. So, and I think they're at home this weekend. So it's, you know, so I think Southampton have got a tough game at the weekend at home. Someone like Spurs or someone. So you know, Cardiff will be looking at and thinking, well, if we can win this weekend, then who knows where that, who knows if that'll give us a boost. Obviously, Bamber will be. I don't know how Cardiff play West Ham at home. West Ham are very beatable.
They play West Ham at home. Then they haven't got a game until the 31st of March, which is Chelsea at home.
Yeah, it's international. Oh, so the FA Cup and then international weekend. Yeah, which is Chelsea at home.
Then they've got City away.
Okay.
Then they've got Burnley away. Then they've got Liverpool at home. Then they've got Fulham away. Then they've got Cardiff at home. Then they've got Man United away last game of the season. They're down. I was just checking to see if they played Southampton again.
Well, who've Southampton got? I mean, Southampton got Spurs at home this weekend. So what I'm saying is, if Cardiff could beat West Ham this weekend, that's if Tottenham won at Southampton.
Southampton have got Tottenham at home this weekend, which they'll be looking at thinking,
Spurs will
literally like that.
Yeah.
Then they've got Brighton away, South Coast Derby. Then they've got Liverpool at home.
Defeat, yeah.
Wolves at home.
Defeat.
Newcastle away.
Defeat.
Bournemouth at home.
Win. Bournemouth, shite.
West Ham away.
Defeat.
Huddersfield at home last game of the season.
Win. So I think they'll get 2 wins out of that.
And Cardiff will get... Will Cardiff need 3 wins.
Yeah. And you know what? It'll be tight between them two.
It will be.
It'll be tight between
But I think Southampton look more of a better side.
Yeah,
we went to United at the weekend.
Southampton are a better side.
Scored a couple of really good goals. Look like they've got a bit of energy in them.
Yeah.
Manager is doing well with what he's got. I don't think they're a great side, but I think he's doing well with what they've got. A lot of young players.
They're a better side than Cardiff, aren't they? Let's be honest.
So I think, yeah,
you'd expect them to stay up, but they've got a better goal difference as well. But again, Cardiff winning, and if Cardiff were to win at the weekend, then all of a sudden Burnley
Burnley got beat by Crystal Palace, which after beating Spurs the week before, to go down 3-1 by Palace. Palace, who were one of the weirder sides in the Premier League, aren't they?
4-1 at Leicester the week before, didn't he? Some good. They're not great at home, but they're very good away, aren't they?
Seems to be set up for that counter attack with all that pace.
The pace.
Batshuayi scored a great goal.
It's a great goal, yeah.
He's basically telling everybody in the Premier League because Batshuayi's a player now. If I was a team like Everton, I'd be looking at him going, well, this is his dress rehearsal, isn't he?
Well, he's 25.
Leicester will be looking at him.
He's 25.
Great technician.
He's a great human being. He's got good ability. He scores goals. He's had a great age. The reason Everton didn't get him in January because obviously the wages and
stuff.
Well,
we couldn't get him on loan, could we, for a start?
Couldn't take him on loan, but he's not going to want to. The summer will be a...
No, that's what I'm saying. I think if we could have got him, we would have got him on loan, wouldn't we?
Yeah, we wouldn't. We were never buying him with 160 grand a week or whatever he wanted. So it might be in the summer he might look and go, you know what, I'll come for 100 grand a week. And people might look and go, fucking him for 100 grand a week. But I honestly think if you put a bit of good players around him, he'll score goals. He's got a couple already for Palace. I think he could do well for Everton.
But that's what Everton will be looking at right now.
Everton. We play Palace in a few weeks.
We'll be looking at him. Leicester will be looking at him, I imagine, as well, because they will be, won't they? Because Vardy's not getting any younger, and he would fit into a Brendan Rodgers team. They'll be looking at him. Anyone around, anyone looking to push 7th onwards. That's what I'm saying.
Belgium's already at Wolves, isn't it? Tielemans obviously at Leicester. So he's a player who you could get when you're looking around for centre forwards, strikers. There's not many around.
Listen, a Belgium who plays for Chelsea on loan in another Premier League club come to Everton. We've seen that story before.
Just if he comes, just don't shave your hair off.
Yeah, don't shave your hair off.
Keep your hair.
Don't become a massive dickhead.
No. But no, what I was going to say was they beat Burnley 3-1.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the first goal, talk about good fortune,
no.
was just ridiculous.
I know.
But the other two, hang on, by the way, Tom Heaton for Zaha's goal, horrendous goalkeeping. Right out.
But to be fair to Tom Heaton,
the shot was brilliant. No,
to be fair to Tom Heaton,
though, let that and you'd be on the pitch.
To be fair to Tom Heaton, though, he is one of the reasons why Burnley have had a good second half of the season.
Tom Heaton's a good goalie. He's been but that goal, that was Joe Hart.
No, I know, but he's one of the reasons they've been a lot better They've been a lot
better. Burnley
better.
have picked. I mean, they end up scoring in the 90th minute, and then Crouch about a minute later almost scores. Hennessy makes an absolute worldie of a save. There was 5 additional minutes. If that goes in 3-2 with the 3 minutes left. But
Burnley got 30.
Straight, that's what I mean. Burnley with 30.
Burnley got 30. See, the point being, though, that's 5 points more.
I know, but imagine if Cardiff beat West Ham.
One win, Burnley.
Yeah.
Brighton, as we said, they won. They're up to 30 points. Newcastle got beat by
Burnley
West.
Go to Liverpool on Sunday, though.
Oh no, I'm just saying. I think they need one win. Brighton obviously won. Newcastle got beat by West Ham, but they're again.
What did you think of? Have you seen the challenge on Snodgrass by Longstaff?
It's an unfortunate name, isn't it?
Yeah. Have you not seen it?
I haven't. No.
Naughty.
Yeah.
I thought it should have been a red card. He's given yellow because he could have broke Snodgrass's leg. To be fair, he went in, but the kid's ended up injuring himself. He got the Everton game. Now he's out for a few weeks. But he's the one who that dickhead who was all over social media last week when the one that kept walking off and coming back saying Newcastle are going to be third, and that Longstaff World Cup, better than Gerrard and all that. Well, that's the kid anyway. He's out for a while.
Oh, well.
But it was a naughty tackle. But Newcastle, it's just I don't know, just limp.
Well,
but they've won 4 of the last 6 before Saturday, so they've got themselves out of trouble.
They're one win away. Just don't make it Saturday. We're one win away from guaranteed safety. Palace are above them in 13th. Let's talk about Bournemouth, but let's switch it up and talk about. Obviously, they were playing Man City, so let's switch it to the top of the table. Man City went top of the league by not grinding a win out, because the stats don't reflect the grinding out win at all. No. They won 1-0. The second game they won 1-0 in. The second game, and which is a bit weird because both games were very, very comfortable in. Like loads of possession, had loads of shots, but only won 1-0. And I just wonder whether that was a little bit of fatigue. They've got a free week this week now, so or maybe it's. I mean, the manager would never send the team out and say, be a little bit more reserved. But they've won 2 games, 1-0. They've dominated the games. At the weekend, they've absolutely battered them. Burnley haven't had Bournemouth haven't had a shot on target. They haven't had a shot, I don't think. Never mind on target. It was something like 84%.
The record.
Something like 84%.
82%.
Before we talk about Man City, Eddie Howe, right? Let's talk about him because he's been linked with the Everton job. He's been linked with England job. He's been linked with a lot of jobs. What I mean, what does this say about him? Because a lot of people love to talk about Bournemouth and talk about how they play great football and you get loads out of them and they never change the way they play. And we've seen them, to be fair, a month ago we've seen them beat Chelsea 4-0 down at the Vitality Stadium. No, I know, but what I mean is that can there be question marks over someone like Eddie Howe because of games like this, or do you just have to take the rough with the smooth while he's at a club like Bournemouth, or has he spent enough money now for people to be questioning? If you're a Bournemouth fan, are you questioning them?
That's a really difficult question because A, I'm not a Bournemouth fan.
No, I know.
And B, what are they, 12th or something?
The 12th. They've played 29.
Yeah.
They've won 10.
Yeah.
Drawn 4.
Yeah.
Lost 15.
Okay. So.
Minus 15.
Right. So where they are in the league.
34 points. Safe.
Right, they're safe, aren't they? They get 11,000 fans. They are what they are. They're a nice football team when it works. And they're wide open. So they're set up to be destroyed by top teams because he hasn't bought a decent centre-half in all of his time there. He's had a lot of money to spend. He hasn't had ridiculous amounts of money, don't get me wrong, but they keep going to Liverpool and paying stupid money for players like Solanke and Jordan Ibe.
Has he played yet, Solanke?
Played against Wolves last week, didn't he? And he relied on a penalty. That was harsh. It's a tough one with Eddie Howe because obviously, like I said, he's brought them up. The expectation level there is probably to be roughly where they are. I think he gets talked up quite a lot. But I think he's a classic example of what Fulham should have tried to be.
Yeah.
Right? They played the same way. They come up, they played the same way they did in the Championship. Right? He got a couple of players in. He got people like Nathan Aké in on loan. And a couple of other ones. And he done all right in his first season. And they've just steadied every year. He's got some decent players in forward. I like Josh King. I think he's a good player. I like Callum Wilson. I think he's really good. But ultimately, after 4 seasons, you know, you look at them and go, if you're taking this game into isolation to not have a shot in a game, not even had a shot from 35 yards, no one's even stretched themselves to have a pop at the goal.
Alright, well let me ask you this question then, because you know, you like to throw a few names out there when it comes to managers, especially young German managers.
Yeah.
The Schalke manager.
Yeah.
You like? What's
Tedesco.
Tedesco.
Yeah.
Right, they got beat by Dusseldorf at the weekend 4-0.
He did.
At home. They currently
Did they have a shot?
had 2 shots on target.
Yeah, there you go.
No, but they have more possession. I'm just
I'm
just throwing it out there.
I know,
right,
I know.
They're currently 14th in the league.
Yeah.
Played 24, won 6, drawn 5, lost 13, minus
Yeah.
14, 23 points. Now, if we're talking about him, do you look at him and say, well, he's a really good coach, but it just so happens that the team he's got at the moment just aren't that good. But his principles, if you transfer him to that from that team to another team, he'll be a good coach. Do you not see that with Howe? Where the way I mean, the way Bayern Munich have took a young coach and they've given him a chance. The way, you know, Klopp has taken from Mainz to Dortmund, and the way Thomas Tuchel went the same way. Do you not see that in Eddie Howe, where it's that is what he wants to do and how he tries to do things are actually sound. It's just that the club he's at now, he's got massive limitations because his squad isn't that big, and he's playing in a really tough league, and you know, he can't get the players he wants. But actually, the way he's trying to play is pretty sound.
I think he's a good coach, quite obviously, because he wouldn't still be able. If he wasn't a good coach, he wouldn't be able to keep Bournemouth in the Premier League.
Yeah.
End of story. So he's obviously a good coach, right? Is he a great coach? No, because he hasn't been able to find the answers against other clubs.
Yeah.
You know, Liverpool have beaten 4-0 there the last 2 seasons. They went to Arsenal on Wednesday night and were spanked 5-1. You know, could have been more. Alright, they beat Chelsea 4-0 the other week, but that Chelsea game, Chelsea had 66% of the ball, had something like 18 shots to 10. Yeah. Bournemouth had 6 shots on target, 4 went in. Do you know what I mean?
But so do you think do you think it's better that he does things the way he does? Or no, that's sorry, I'm wrong. Asked the question. Do you think he'd get better results or worse results if he changed the way his team played, dependent on who they were playing? So if he was playing the top 4 and he said, right, we're going to rip up everything we do today, and we're just going to try and defend, because I think that's what he did for this game. But he's on the back of an Arsenal game where he's been beaten 5-1, where he's been wide open. But I think for this game, he's basically said, we're playing Man City, we know they're going to have a lot of the ball. But because he's tried to do that, it's actually gone against them, because their players are not used to doing that.
No, because I like managers who stick to the principles. Yeah.
Okay.
Right, and I've said this about Marco Silva, when people have had to go at Marco Silva, is that he knows how he wants to play. He hasn't got the players to play it. Right? I think with Eddie Howe, I think he's got his ideas, right? He's got his beliefs and his ideals, and in the main, they work for Bournemouth. Okay, forget that. you've almost got to, I suppose, forget the top 6 against Bournemouth, if you like, because in general they've not had great. Although in the past they've beaten them. They've beat Liverpool 4-3 the other year. They were 3-1 down with 20 minutes left. I think they beat United. So over the years he's got the odd result.
Yeah.
I think the problem he will have, right, is that he's got the same set of players mostly. So he's got, say, like 70% of that team is what he's had for a few years. And after a few years, your voice stops meaning anything. Okay, so it's great that those players know what he wants to do, right? But ultimately, have they got the quality? Can Eddie Howe go out and bring in Timo Werner from Leipzig? No, because he's going to look and go, Bournemouth, no thanks. Right, so he's fishing in a different pond, isn't he, so to speak. So he's having to buy Dominic Solanke from Liverpool in the hope that he fulfills some potential and becomes another Josh King for them, who's quite lively, he's big and strong, and he gets 10 goals a season for them, and then that fills, and then Callum Wilson, who's never really fit. They've also lately as well, they've lost David Brooks, who's been brilliant.
He was back.
Was he back at the weekend? Yeah. But he's been really good as well. But I think Bournemouth,
signed a new contract actually.
I think if you're looking at them, in a game like that against Man City, you've got to be doing better than 18% and no shots. You've got to.
Yeah.
You've got to. They're not Cardiff. They've got some good footballers. So I think if his idea, and I know that he did, he tried to play 9 at the back. Basically,
he did, yeah.
He'd done 2 banks, and City, Raheem Sterling had this proper finishing boots on. That would have ended 4 or 5-0 anyway. Riyad Mahrez missed a couple. What was mad about Mahrez was he missed a couple of gilt-edged chances and scored a scruffy goal to win it, which was a bit weird. But I just think for Bournemouth, I suppose the reality is if they finish 12th, what's anyone going to say?
No.
He's not got a big, massive budget. But if you're asking me, if Marco Silva was to leave Everton, would he be someone I'd go for? The answer would be no.
Do you think do you think it's time that he did move? Do you think the time is right now that he looks at it and says, you know what, I've done everything I can do here. I need to go to the next level, to a club that I can start knocking on the door, maybe top 6. Well, I don't think Newcastle would be the club in terms of that, but
no, but I'm just saying, if you're looking at
Benitez went,
if you're looking at clubs around it, who could he go that are going to do that realistically? I don't know, because I suppose you look at it, you have to look at 2 things with it, right? Is he David Moyes? So would he be better just staying where he is and achieving whatever he can do on his budget? So if he gets Bournemouth into the top 10 and makes them a top 10 team, then that would be successful. Or does he gamble it and step away from something where he has total control? And this has been David Moyes' undoing. He stepped away from something. I know he left for Manchester United, biggest club in the world, blah 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 blah, right? But he controlled everything at Everton. David Moyes, he had total control, so he knew what was happening. Eddie Howe controls everything at Bournemouth. He's designed the bleeding training ground and everything. He's a cracking talker and all of that. But if you then rip that up and go somewhere else,
no, it's interesting. I think
he's like Martinez though. I think you could put him in. You could probably put Eddie Howe in Barcelona and they'd be brilliant.
I think the difficult one for him is I don't think there's that many places he can actually go. The England job could be tied up for 4 or 5 years. So I think he's probably better just sticking around till the right opportunity.
Leicester probably would have been a good one for him, but obviously Brendan Rodgers is gone. And if you're looking at others,
Newcastle, if Benitez leaves,
Newcastle's a big club, but would he get the time up there if it doesn't go the way he wants it to at the start? Because when a manager goes in like that, this is why I was absolutely delighted. I know we're going to talk about our game in a minute, but this is why I was delighted with Marco Silva getting that result the other day, because results like that buy you that time to then continue with your principles. So Eddie Howe would have to go somewhere and be able, if he went to Newcastle, right, he would have to be able to ride out the 4-0 home defeats by Liverpool and the 5-1s at Arsenal until he got it the way he was. Now, would their fans allow that? Because theirs...
Yeah, I don't know, I think they probably would, because they've seen enough over the last few years to suggest
don't
that...
they become like us then? So you're on a coiled spring. So because you're starved, that spring gets tighter.
I don't know. I honestly don't know with the Newcastle fans. I think some of them have had to check. I think there's a different generation of Newcastle fans now who've grown up with nothing. So it's a little bit different.
Fair enough.
So Bournemouth.
But as for Man City, outstanding
big
again.
win.
They could have put the game to bed. They've had 48 shots in the last 2 games and scored 2 goals. So I think Watford could be the ones that get it in the neck this weekend if they get the shoot.
Yeah, they play Watford R5. That could be an interesting game. Watford have been doing all right recently. I know they went to Anfield and got spanked during the week, but they bounced back with a win on Sunday against Leicester 2-1. Brendan Rodgers' first game. Thought he'd salvaged a point till the very last minute when.
Well, in all fairness, Wes Morgan should have won it for Leicester before Andre Gray scored. Free header at the far post and headed it bad. I
think Watford are an interesting team because they're shite. No, they are. They're shite, Baz. They are. I mean, they're not a very good team, but they've got a decent keeper, got a little bit of defensive stability. They've got a yard that go front, but it works for them.
I think I'd like to just the limit. They're a basic Premier League side with a sprinkling.
But then they've got people like Delafeu that when he's on a lovely little run like he is at the moment, just gives them that little bit of extra something. And that's what Watford are good at, is beating the teams they need to beat. And that's why they are where they are. They're limited when they play the top sides, but
they shouldn't be above Everton.
But they've took 4 points off us.
No, I'm saying talent.
Well, no, it's because the point being is because they've had a year under their manager now, and they've got the right mix, and he knows what he wants from them, and they know what, and that's why.
I mean, he scored.
But they're having the season of their lives, Baz, and they're 6 points above us.
I don't know catching them. I don't think.
No, but that's what I'm saying. They're having the season of their lives and 6 points above us.
Yeah. I mean, it could be. By the time they kick off Saturday, if Everton could do the job up at Newcastle, it could be 3 points, and then. But they're doing. What they've got is, like, you're right. They have the defensively they're all right, particularly at Vicarage Road. I mean, they weren't defensively all right at Anfield the other night. They were horrendous. But they have, you're right, they've got a sprinkler with Delafeu. Decore's a really good competitor in the middle of the park. Deeney gives them the focal point. And then Andre Gray's come off the bench the last 2 home games and got the winner. At
the end of the day, right, there's only one thing between us and Watford, and that's them beating us.
Yeah.
If we'd beaten them that day, we'd be on 40 points. And they'd be on 40 points. No, that's what I'm saying, no. That's the difference of the 2 teams, they beat us. And that's the difference, and that's fine. So that was a good win for them. They're up there now with Wolves. Wolves are in 7th place after
Wolves scored the 2 goals. The
first one was great.
Bamba, what the hell he was doing was ridiculous. But the first one was a lovely little move. But Cardiff had chances. I mean, Ruddy almost threw one in his own net early on. The ass almost got a touch on it.
Wolves are exactly the same now. They're only above us because they beat us. If we'd beaten them that day, we'd be on the same points as them. But they did beat us, and that's fair enough. They deserved to beat us on the day. They were much, much better than us on the day. But that was a good win for them because I think they hadn't won in 3 games before that. So that was a good win, get them back on track. They're in 7th place with 43.
They go to Chelsea on Sunday.
Watford, as we said, they're in 8th. West Ham with their win over Newcastle, they're in 9th on 39 points, and Everton 37, Leicester 35, Bournemouth 34, Crystal Palace 33. Let's focus on the top now. So Man City obviously got the win. They dug it out. Went when a couple of points cleared the top. All eyes on Liverpool in the Merseyside derby. Obviously we spoke about this game, but what did you make of the Liverpool performance, the general Liverpool performance? A lot of people talking about them bottling it. A lot of think that's their 3rd 0-0 in 4 games. Is it?
They've drawn 4 of the last 6, haven't they? I've seen a thing they'd won when they beat Everton on December the 1st, they won 9 games on the run till the turn of the year.
Yeah.
And in the 9 games they played since January the 1st, they won 4, drawn 4 and lost 1. Man City have won 9 and lost 1.
Man City obviously the team that beat them as well.
City have gone. So there's been a little bit of a downturn, but there was always going to be, because they'd had an unbelievable run.
Yeah.
I thought, you know what? I expected a bit more from them.
Yeah.
I've got to be honest. They're a top side, of course. They were top, go before City played. They're a top side. They've got some brilliant attacking talent. What they are is they're fantastic on the counter-attack, the speed of them. But, I mean, the players who impressed me the other day, I thought Alexander-Arnold going forward looked a threat. Defensively, I think Bernard had them worried, put it that way. I think Van Dijk was fantastic, but again, I know a lot of people have said, well, he was up against Dominic Calvert-Lewin, so he did. But you could still see he was a classy player.
There was an ease.
I thought I've seen Liverpool fans giving Henderson stick. I thought he was their best midfielder the other day.
I think the big problem I seen from Liverpool was, and I've seen a few people mention this, is that the lack of creativity in that 3 in midfield meant that you're always relying on that counter attack, and really all he had was a couple of counter attacks.
That Everton give the ball away.
Yeah, and the one that got pinged to the far post. Yeah. Apart from that, he had very, very little. There's no magic in midfield, and I think that's what people are saying, is that I think people are asking the question, why do you, if you've got Van Dijk playing so well at the back, why do you need 3? And that's what
really... surprised how many long balls they hit. Is that a sign of desperation? Because as the game went on, Van Dijk, and don't get me wrong, he hit some fantastic passes, but so many times they just get the ball straight into
I think that's well, in a normal time, and it's good to have that out ball, but his passes are fantastic from the back. I think they maybe relied on it a little bit too much, but I think I've heard a few people mention, like, if Coutinho was in there and having that little bit of extra magic in there just to open defences up. You can't always just rely on Oxlade-Chamberlain to just Alexander-Arnold to throw them in, and I think
they definitely can't rely on.
No, they can't. I was just about to say though, he's just about to come back, and I think having someone like him coming into that midfield might add that little bit of sprinkle. I was surprised with the subs, especially the third sub. I was massively surprised with it. They brought on Lallana, who didn't really offer anything. They had Shaqiri on the bench, they had Sturridge on the bench, but I thought they would have took Fabinho off as well, and I thought that was a little sign that he was still a little bit worried, and maybe if it had been 5 games down the road, maybe he would have thrown on and gone, we need the 3 points more than we need the point. And I think in the end, I'm not saying he was satisfied with the point clock, but I think we did enough towards the end that he was looking at it thinking, I can't go gung-ho.
I honestly thought, and I don't say this very often, but I honestly thought with 25 minutes to go, there was only one team going to win it, and it wasn't Liverpool. I had no fear. Once Keane got that foot in on Salah, I just thought there's not a chance these are scoring today, because they had
I'd love to have your confidence.
No, but I never liked this, mate, honestly. Right? But I was convinced we would win the game. Everton were the only team.
There were little signs in the game, like you get that general feeling, and there was signs thinking these might score today. They don't look like
the crowd were fabulous. We've done a whole thing on the atmosphere, but the crowd pumped our players up that much that we finished the game the stronger. I think our manager got his sub spot on. I think theirs didn't. And I would have, if I'd have been Klopp, I'd have probably thrown Shaqiri on.
I was just really surprised when Fabinho didn't come off in the final sub. I was just thinking, what are you doing?
But I suppose for him there was 10 minutes left, wasn't there?
No, that's what I'm saying.
He's probably looking and thinking, you know what? Let's just get a point.
He had Milner though, and
why put Milner on?
But towards the end, that's what I'm saying. He's got Milner, he's got Henderson on the pitch, and
the protection was there. But I think that shows you though that he was worried about Everton, because we were pushed. Don't forget, Bernard almost nudges one in.
But with 9 games to go, I mean, it is just some runs there. If it's whoever stays on a run, hits a run, that's the key thing now. So
I think for Liverpool, you'd be concerned that Salah scored 1 goal in 8 games.
But again, though, that's a run. If he turns that run now, and he goes on a run where he starts scoring goals, that could be the catalyst.
That's the hope, isn't it?
That's the catalyst.
I think when you're playing against Liverpool, I said I got a bit of stick after the Anfield derby when I said this, but I think people took it not the way I meant it, right? I said Liverpool scared me more last season than this season, and I didn't mean Liverpool weren't as good as they were last season. I meant last season they were so flamboyant, they were so offensive that they blew teams away, and I don't feel like they're like that this
Do you think that maybe, I mean, I think we know we've spoken to the lads and we've had Bailey on, and they've obviously changed things around to get more out of the squad, so that they weren't blowing out their arse by the time they got to February. Do you think maybe we're seeing signs of fatigue in all their top players, and maybe it's just taking a little bit longer to get there because they don't have maybe the players? 'Cause, I mean, that's the thing, is I'm very you mentioned Shaqiri. I'm surprised he hasn't been used more now, because do you think that maybe Klopp is sort of knuckling down on the play on his team and going, well, I can't afford.
You know my feelings on Shaqiri, right? And I said it even in November when he had a little spell of 3 games and he scored a few goals. He's a match of the day player. He'll produce something once in a while. You can't rely on him. But that's why I would have brought him on Sunday, because I'd have thought 10 minutes, he might just kill one.
And he always seems to have a thing against us as well. He always seems to play well.
But I think Klopp, I think Sturridge is done, mate. A lot of players, right? A lot of managers, do what Klopp's doing now. Our manager did it over Christmas, right? They look and they go, I can only trust you. And it's getting to the business end now for Liverpool. And I think he's feeling the pressure. You can tell he's feeling the pressure by the nonsense he's coming out with and his actions on the side. It's great when they're winning and he's booming, he's laughing. But you can see that it's getting a bit tetchy now, and things are getting a bit... Because the tension is there. So in them moments, you don't want to play a gamble like Shaqiri, because you're trying to get there. Where I think the reason why I think City will pip them to it, right? Even though I think it's going to go, I think it'll probably go down to the wire, and I mean the last game maybe, is that Man City have just got better options off the bench.
Yeah, well, I think
that's what I was
this might not be a factor at all, but Man City play Saturday, R5 kick-off. It is a tough game against Watford.
Of course.
Liverpool play 12 o'clock
on a Sunday.
That's awful, against Burnley. So against City, Liverpool, if City win, Liverpool will go into that game knowing
4 points.
That doesn't make a difference. It does make a difference, but you know what I mean. They can't go back top. And
we're going on a Sunday at 12, right? Which is just it's a horrendous game.
It's shite that for everyone.
It's shite for everyone. No one wants that.
I mean, at the hotels in Liverpool want it.
They'll want it.
Because there'll be no flights in Sunday morning, so people have to come in Saturday.
But it's horrible, isn't it? Yeah. So 12 o'clock, and it is an if, because City have got to do the business. If you're Liverpool playing, you're kicking off at midday on the Sunday, right? The crowd will be down, because it will be. They'll try and get it up, and you're 4 points behind already before kick-off. Mentally, that starts to take the toll, and then they've got Bayern Munich, haven't they? 3 days
City
later.
Got Schalke and Liverpool have got Bayern Munich.
So you go into Germany.
That's going to be interesting.
You know,
I mean, that's a bit our that though. What I would say is,
why are they playing at that?
That's our stat though, for Liverpool to have to play Sunday.
Shite, there's no reason for it.
That's our stat. I will say that. I mean, I don't, I'm not, everyone knows my views on them. But the point being, I do think that's our last. Let me have a look. Bayern Munich are playing 2:30 on Saturday. And Liverpool are going to play obviously 24 hours later. Schalke are playing Friday night. You know what I mean? City are playing Saturday
night,
I seen someone talking about this before. Who was it? Someone's complained about not getting help.
Okay.
Who was it?
Was it Pochettino?
I think it is Pochettino. I think it's Pochettino. He said, we've played Sunday in the derby. And Saturday, sorry, and Dortmund play Friday night. Rennes have had their game cancelled at the weekend because they're playing Arsenal. He said, what are they doing to help us? How what are the Premier League doing to help us? So
they did kick off at 12:30 on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, but
if you got, I don't think he can moan. They're winning 3-0 as well. I think he's another one who's
but isn't that when you should moan though?
Oh, maybe.
Isn't that when you should moan? When things are going well for you?
I just think if you...
Rather than when things are not going
well. But
well.
when would he want to play the North London derby? Friday night?
Get in there, Friday night at Wembley. Why not? Why not? What difference does it make? Without Tuesday night games, Thursday night games for derbies, why not? What difference does it make?
I don't think, in my opinion, and I like Pochettino, I don't think he's got any grounds to complain there. I think Liverpool have got loads of grounds.
But isn't he complaining on behalf of everyone though? Isn't that the point? Isn't that the point? Isn't he saying?
No, but I don't know what. Well, we've got 3 teams in Europe. So what? When should Liverpool? Liverpool should play this Friday night.
No, they should just play Saturday 3 o'clock.
But then right.
Yeah.
So they actually get shorter than what Tottenham got between their games.
No, I think what he's saying is that if a team's in Europe, the Premier League should say, especially at this stage of Europe, is the Premier League should be bending over backwards. It's a Premier League product in the Champions League. No, I know, surely.
I know, but what I'm saying, I'm just saying, well, this Saturday...
Why couldn't Liverpool kick off? Why couldn't Liverpool say be the 12 o'clock game on Saturday rather than Sunday?
Rather than Palace Brighton.
Yeah. Because it's a derby.
It's the half 12 game. Well, Palace Brighton could just play half 12 Sunday or 12 Sunday, couldn't he? But I don't know. But I agree with Liverpool not being given long enough.
Let's talk about the North London derby.
Yeah,
Finish 1-1. Adam Ramsey in the 16th minute, Harry Kane penalty in the 74th minute. Aubameyang missed. Aubameyang. That's what I just said. Aubameyang. Always picking me up on me.
I'm just trying to, so you know.
That's how they say it in Germany.
Oh, do they?
Yes,
sorry.
I've been there.
I mean, you know.
I've seen it on the back of shirts.
So
he missed a penalty in the last minute, and then not long after,
awful penalty.
There was a sending off involving an Arsenal player. The Tottenham equaliser, a key VAR candidate, you would say, wouldn't you?
100%.
Harry Kane from the free kick is clearly offside. I've seen a couple of journalists talking about this, some of the rules. Now, I don't think the rules have got anything to do with this. So, the highlights literally just popped up on goals. I don't think journalists are saying, well, there's this law and there's this law. There's film pages. I don't think there was anything to do with rules. The linesman just didn't see it because he was in a really poor position. He was doing the old standing here but trying to bend round players. Can't do that, mate.
He was offside.
He was offside as soon as the ball was kicked. Now, the interpretation of the law, if it is about laws, it's not about laws. Say that actually, and this is where it's weird, if the player is pushed in the back before he attempts to get the ball, even if he's in an offside position, he's not. It's a foul.
How does that work?
So, right. The way to think about it is, right. Think about the offside law now. So the ball's on the right hand side. Say he was playing on the left hand side, right? He's not interfering with play, is he?
No.
Someone walks over, someone punches him in the face.
Of course.
Right? Let's just, because that's the basic way of looking at it. It's a penalty, isn't it? Because someone just punched him in the face in the box.
It's a red card.
But it's a penalty. Now you could go, but he's offside, and you go, no, he's not, because he's nothing to do with what.
No, but when the ball comes in, Kane motions towards the ball.
I know, but I'm Baz. I'm giving you a basic an interpretation of the law.
Yeah.
So, what a journalist, I think it was Sam Wallace, tried to say was, if you look at where the ball is, Harry Kane has never got a chance of getting that ball because it's up there somewhere. In fact, if you stop the picture, you can't even see the ball. And this is what he's saying, not what I'm saying. So he's saying that actually he never has a chance to get that ball. He's pushed in the back, therefore he's not. It's a penalty. That's what he's saying. But he's been picked up by about 1 million people, including Alan Shearer, and saying, well, the ball, that can't be the interpretation of the law, because it's got to be the ball is coming in Harry Kane's general direction. He's trying to go for
and towards the ball,
which forces Toffee to push him in the back, because he's thinking we're both going for it, whether he means it or not. They're both going for the ball. I know, creaky back.
It is, isn't it?
and therefore he's offside. So no matter what, listen, no matter what, he's offside.
He's offside. Mustafi's stupid because it's ridiculous shove in the back for no reason, because he's flanked by 2 Arsenal players and Mustafi. So there's the 3 of them, and he's in the middle of the 3 of them. And like you say, he's not going to get there. Mustafi shoves him in the back, and the referee gives a penalty. VAR would have ruled it out immediately because he's offside. Kane steps up and puts the penalty in.
What did you make of Arsenal's penalty?
Never a pen.
No, I thought
in a million years.
But again, don't you think that the pen should be given just out of pure stupidity of the defender?
Who was it? Davison Sanchez?
I think it was, yeah.
No. I mean, the reality is it was never a pen. Aubameyang's looked for it and gone down.
But he gets goal side of him, and the defender puts hands on him. And I'm not saying it's not one of those he's entitled to go down, but you look at the defender and go, why are you that stupid?
It is stupid, but it wasn't a pen for me. That'd be cleared up on VAR as well. And let's have it right, it's a horrendous penalty.
Oh, it's a terrible penalty.
Horrendous penalty. And
it's a corner.
But the problem, the issue with it as well, the other issue with it is when Aubameyang kicks the ball, Vertonghen's level with him.
He's not quite level with him.
He's almost with him. And the ball, so he's... And then it saves, comes
what a
in,
block.
That's a brilliant block, but he shouldn't have been allowed in the box.
What a block. Well, again, though, so is that something that with VAR, is that what you go as far as saying that if VAR you would pull that back and say, no, we take it?
If he saved it?
No.
Yeah.
Because of the when he stops Aubameyang getting the knock-in, I think it is. Should someone in his ear go and...
He encroached. 100%. But if someone's seeing that, they're seeing Aubameyang falling over in the first place, which isn't a pen.
Well, of course.
But once the pen's awarded, yeah. But what annoys me, I'll tell you what else is bollocks about the penalty rule with encroachments, is that even if you slot it, you're punished. If someone runs in, the referee makes you take the penalty again, which is a nonsense. Yeah. Remember Andy Johnson against Metalist Kharkiv all those years ago? When it's 1-1, we get a penalty, Johnson smashes in the roof of the net, and the referee punishes us because they're player on it. And he had to take it again, and he missed it.
That is.
So it meant we had to go and win over it. So, and that happens sometimes. You see him score, and the referee brings it back. Sorry, he come in, or the keeper. Yeah. The goalie's off his line. Tough shit if you scored. If he saves it,
what's the point?
Why are you getting punished when you're doing what the referee's asked you to? So there's little things like that. But I mean, Aaron Ramsey. Davison Sanchez, the first goal, he tries to head it into the floor and it just bounces and misses it, and Ramsey he has a long way to run there, and he, kept this brilliantly sprint on his last Northumberland derby down Lloris and knocked it in.
Big point though for Spurs, considering that they've lost the previous 2 games. 61 points, 3 points above Man United, we'll talk about in a moment. 4 points above Arsenal. And 5 points above Chelsea. So they should just have enough, I think.
Yeah, they'll go on a run again now, Tom. They keep doing it. They keep winning enough games to get themselves in the conversation.
Look, that's their first draw of the season.
And he nearly lost it again in Aubameyang's pen.
That's their first draw of the season.
Absolutely.
20 wins, 1 draw, 8 losses. Arsenal, obviously, 5th now. Chelsea do have a game in hand, by the way, and if Chelsea win their game in hand, we'll go 4th, and it's against Brighton. So Chelsea were in all kinds of crisis. Could go top 4 if they win their game in hand, and obviously
they had a good win of Fulham. Kepa made why he was playing is beyond me, but he made a really good save.
Yeah, well, he dropped one early on, though, didn't he? And if the player had been onto it, Babel, he would have just imagine the headlines then.
Oh yeah. What did you make of him playing him?
I suppose he'd just drawn a line under it, hadn't he? Listen, I think the powers above probably would have said 1 game, that'll do. Club fine, everyone apologises, and we move on.
Madness.
We won't sack you, mate. We'll leave,
But it's a good win for Chelsea.
But Man United beat Southampton 3-2. Fantastic game. Southampton took the lead with an absolutely brilliant goal. But do you think the goalie should have done better?
I'm surprised the Hayek got a hand to it and it didn't stay out. I think you're just used to making worldies that when you see him get a hand on one, he can't keep it. Don't forget, he caught him by surprise. The lad, it was his first ever Premier League goal, Valerie.
If not being funny, right, but if the Southampton fans aren't singing, "How did you score that goal, Valerie?"
Valerie.
See, there you go. Just gave you the song, Southampton fans. We know you don't watch.
Just because they got beat. They might sing it.
Well, they might. But a variation on that.
No, it was a great strike. Out of nothing, you know, and
I did say last week, didn't I?
You did.
Wouldn't surprise me if Southampton won 1-0, and United were knocking on the door for ages. A couple of penalty appeals. Lukaku didn't look like he was going to barn door. Second half, Pereira scores a lovely finish, lovely
his
curling.
first Premier League goal as well. He's
Lovely.
out of contract in the summer.
Say what?
Yeah.
And then Rom scores a lovely little goal.
Yeah.
Decided to celebrate for once. Well done to
It's
him.
a nice finish, right in the corner of the net.
Ward-Prowse gets a free kick on the edge of the box and does that weird up and over, which they all seem to be doing. It's almost like you're digging into the ball, isn't it?
Flat.
That's a lovely.
He's got 4 in 5 now.
Yeah.
And scored for months.
Yeah, it's good against
Scored against us, and that was it.
Scored a lovely free kick, and then Rom, with 2 minutes to go, again, lovely finish into the corner. And again, it feels like old Man United, doesn't it? It feels like old.
Was that the one when he cuts in and checks back?
No, it's the one where he was outside the box, gets given the ball, and stays it round.
Sorry, so the one to go 2-1 up, he's offside.
Yeah, he was. His knee was offside.
Yeah. And then there was a couple of penalty appeals, and
yeah,
off them, got them. VAR,
but they should have had Southampton should have had a penalty when they were 1-0 up. They should have had one. Redmond was taken out in the box. Clipped.
But they had the same.
Did
you see Burton? No, Burton it was.
Burton. Yeah.
See Burton jumping in, waist high thingy, and he rode the tap Rom. He literally jumped in at Rom like that here, and Rom just
gave that
like that, and Rom just he bounced off him, you know, and ran through, and you're like, that guy jumped in at him. But United should have had one as well, though. But then they did get one. And then
it was one actually though.
I made up. He missed.
To be honest though, any other day that goes in. It's just that it was like Sigurdsson's against Watford, wasn't it? Goalie just because there's not enough pace on the ball. The goalie's just got enough time to get his leg on it. Whereas if he just waited a little second, he could have put it in the corner.
Made up. That sheep would run up like that. Deserves it. But no, it was a good win for United.
Good win.
They've got that, haven't they, with Solskjaer? They've got that belief. You know, they were 2-0 down against Burnley with a minute to go and 2-2, nearly won it the other week, and they have got that belief back in them now that they can get goals when they need them. And but Southampton, I know they played really well, but that is a kick in the arse ball sack, isn't it, mate? Well, it is, isn't it? Because you play that well, you score 2 worldies at Old Trafford, and then you get beaten in the last minute.
Yeah,
you know?
Definitely.
So.
But it feels like United have got their team back. They've only actually lost 5 games this season, United. Mad, isn't it? Drawn 7, won 17. Chelsea won 17, Arsenal won 17. But as I said, if Chelsea win their game in hand, they will go on to 59 points. Which
in your mind, without like going into all of them, in your mind can be a dark place. But in your mind, without going into the ins and outs of everyone, out of those 3 sides, who do you think the best side?
United. I think United are the best side.
I think United will finish 4th.
I think they will. I think they will.
Because I think they're better than the other 2.
Yeah, I think they will. But it's
Everton could have a really big role to play in this race for the top 4, given we play all 3 of those.
We do. At Goodison, yeah.
You know, and I think out of the 3, I think United are probably the ones I'd fancy the least. For us
it's their attacking options.
They're attacking. I don't think they're fantastic at the back. But then again, if Everton defend the way they did at the weekend with that real intent and organisation, then I think we can beat all 3 of them.
There you have it. This week's fixtures are Crystal Palace versus Brighton,
the big one.
Cardiff, West Ham, Huddersfield, Bournemouth, Leicester, Fulham, Newcastle, Everton, Southampton, Tottenham, Manchester City versus Watford is the late Saturday kickoff. Liverpool, Burnley, 12 o'clock kickoff Sunday. Chelsea versus Wolves, that'd be a good game.
Yeah.
2:05, and a half four Sunday. Arsenal versus Manchester United. We're talking about top 4. Man United went there only a couple of months ago, beat them 3-1 in the cup.
3-1 in the FA Cup.
In the FA Cup. Went to Chelsea recently and beat them as well. So that'll be the big one at the weekend. So.
Well, we just talked about the race for the top 4. Well, you've got 2:05, Chelsea Wolves.
Yeah.
So Wolves, you know,
and
then you've got
the big one Monday night.
Oh yes,
St Mirren versus Kilmarnock. 7:45. Classic Scottish
Friday night.
Friday night.
Norwich City, isn't it?
Norwich versus Swansea.
Championship leaders. Norwich, who are looking like they've absolutely.
You know what else is on?
Lion.
Friday night. Coventry versus Burton Albion.
That's the one.
That's the Midlands derby.
That is the one.
Also Friday night. Tranmere Rovers versus Crew Alexanderson.
Crew Alexanderson, yeah. Nicholas's mate.
Crew Alexanderson.
And he wonders why you pick him up on stuff. Classic.
Also,
no, don't. Just leave it.
Lincoln versus Yeovil.
That's a good one. Sinselbank.
Hibs versus Rangers. It's Friday as well.
Classic. There's lots.
Friday night, there's loads of
footy.
Atletico Bilbao versus Espanyol. Werder Bremen versus Schalke. Juventus versus Udinese. See?
On Friday. Champions League.
Utrecht versus Groningen.
That's the one.
In the Dutch League.
That's what I'm looking for.
Aberystwyth versus Carnarvon Town. Come on! Friday night, I just don't know where to watch. So much. Carnarvon versus Bala.
That's the one. That'll be tough. They'll go off that.
Hathen Druids versus MPD Llandudno. Telling you.
Barry Town not playing, no?
No.
Rubbish.
Glenavon versus Linfield.
That's Ireland.
Bohemians versus Derry City.
Oh, you just randomly naming fixtures here for the...
These are all playing Friday night.
Alright, we get it.
And the big one. GD Chavez versus Rio Avenue.
In what, Mexico? What,
Portuguese.
Portuguese.
There you go. What a weekend. Friday night. It's going off.
Through Monday. Classic. We'll talk about MLS on the footy show.
We'll do it.
Let's do it.
There you go. This has been Premier League Show. We will see you later.
Bye.